What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with my original segment, Boxingego's First Look, a tale of the tape series where I give you guys some vital stats, more facts, less opinion. Now, about Billions, Adrian Broner. Oh man, you know AB. His imprint, he has a hell of a fighter. His name is Robert Easter Jr. of Toledo. He gets a hometown fight. He's fighting February 10th, 2017 in his backyard, Toledo, at the Huntington Center. He's undefeated, and he's going up against a cagey veteran. He should definitely be the favorite. What I like about Easter Jr., he's very tall for the division, and if you watch his 2016 fight where he fought for the IBF vacant belt, he fought in against a guy named Richard Comey of Ghana, who showed a crazy chin, had a 90% knockout ratio going into the fight, and it was a war. It had back and forth action, and Easter Jr. started getting the better of Comey, especially in that 12th round. He nearly stopped Comey. Comey since went on to fight Denis Shafikov, who stopped my dude Jamel Herring, and that was a close fight. But the Easter Jr., I thought he showed good skill, showed durability, his glove touch, and then he almost stopped Comey to become the IBF champion. So he definitely worked for that belt. Now he's getting a hometown fight. You guys got to be realistic. Some people are going to be like, why does he not fight this? Some guys are booked up, like Mikey Garcia. He has a fight coming up next weekend, and that's against Dejan Zlaticinin of Montenegro. Then you have a rematch between Anthony Corolla and Jorge Linares. So he's getting a hometown fight. Definitely want to see a unification sometime soon at lightweight. I think there's a lot of talent in the lightweight division, and Robert Easter Jr. is definitely one of those people. He showed a tremendous skill set, speed, some ring IQ. He showed a chin himself because, again, Comey was a knockout artist. Now he's going in against Luis CRUZ of Puerto Rico. Now, CRUZ, you look at his record, it's not perfect. He has some blemishes, but I could say at this point, he's definitely a veteran. He fought Juan Carlos Burgos, who, in my opinion, I thought he beat Rocky Martinez, even though they scored it, I think, a draw in that particular fight. I thought Burgos won. Burgos also went on to fight Mikey Garcia, and CRUZ got stopped by Edner Cherry, definitely a power puncher who fought, and I thought Edner Cherry beat Jose Pedraza, who just recently lost to Gervonta Tank Davis. And Edner Cherry's a good fighter, has power, and again, I thought he beat Pedraza in a very close fight. Most recently, CRUZ fought against Ivan Redkach, who lost to Tevin Farmer, definitely a tough Ukrainian fighter. And in that fight with Redkach, CRUZ fought to a split decision. So he's not a new kid on the block. He's been fighting. He even went on record saying before this fight with Easter Jr., he didn't know if he had done all he had done. He contemplated retirement. And obviously, this opportunity presented itself. He's the guy going into the other guy's hometown, backyard, or whatnot. And the fighter, you got to look at fights like this. They can be dangerous for the simple fact you got a guy with veteran experience, and he's not coming in to lose. Ultimately, skills pay the bills, but guys like CRUZ, they're still dangerous because they know this might be one of their final opportunities to do something big. If you look at CRUZ's last couple of fights, he has a lot of losses in the last couple of fights. So they're gonna be, he's only been stopped once in all of his 4 losses, but I just feel like guys like CRUZ, you can't take anybody lightly in the sport of boxing. And guys like CRUZ who have veteran experience, they're going to try to pull the rabbit out of the hat. Whether they can succeed at that or not, that remains to be seen. But they know, guys like that know this is their last hurrah and they really need a big, impactful win, they're gunning for it. You see Robert Easter Jr., he's linked to Adrian Broner. And if you beat him in his hometown, then that puts you back on the map. That puts you into another high-profile fight, potentially, with one of the other guys I mentioned, like a Mikey Garcia or somebody. So CRUZ knows that, and I think he's going to go into this fight with that type of mentality. Again, if he can pull it off, that remains to be seen. But I like this. I like how About Billions, Al Heyman, they're moving Easter Jr. He came off a very tough fight, and this is a veteran that you should beat, that you should be favored to beat, but you can't overlook. So this is how you build your champion. And obviously I definitely want to see unifications and whatnot in the future, but those things take time, and you want to build the confidence of your fighter. Easter Jr., he's still young, he's still in his mid-20s, so he has plenty of time, and he can definitely stay active. PBC has a lot of fight card dates and whatnot, so this is a rightful fight coming off of a championship fight. give him an opportunity. I'm telling you that Comey fight, Easter Jr. versus Comey, was a fight of the year candidate for last year. So coming off the heels of that, this is around the fight I would expect. A veteran guy who's going to try to pull the upset, and then you got to show him why you're the champion. Now let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Robert Easter Jr. enters this fight as an unbeaten IBF champion. His record is 18-0, and he has a 78% knockout ratio. Luis Cruz, the challenger, has a record of 22-4-1. Again, he's been stopped one time. He has a 59% knockout ratio. Age advantage goes to the younger fighter, Robert Easter Jr., who is 25 years old. Luis Cruz being the veteran, he is 31 years old. Another important statistic, Robert Easter Jr., he kind of has the Paul Williams at welterweight thing going at lightweight. He's very tall for the division, very lean, long arms. He stands 5'11" tall to Luis Cruz's 5'9". This is a lightweight title fight. IBF championship belt is at stake, so it's taking place at 135 pounds. And the reach advantage also goes to the longer, taller fighter, who is Robert Easter Jr. He has a 76-inch reach to Cruz's 72-inch reach. So it looks like it's going to be an uphill battle. The crowd favorite is Easter Jr. He's fighting at home in Toledo. He's the champion. Usually it takes a little bit more to dethrone the champion, but Cruz, knowing that this could be one of his last big opportunities, he's going to probably try to win the fight. Now, can he do that? That remains to be seen. But I really like Robert Easter Jr., and his last two fights have been pretty tough, or on paper have been tough. He fought Argenis Mendez, who had two fights with Rances Bartholomew, who's a very talented Cuban fighter, and Easter Jr. knocked him out brutally, versus it took Rances Bartholomew, who's a very skilled fighter, 2 fights to decisively beat him, right? And then again in the Richard Comey fight of the year, 90% knockout ratio that Comey had going into the fight, and it was an all-out war for 12 rounds. You have to be in good shape, you have to be mentally tough to go through a fight like that, because they were both fighting for dear life for that title. Like, no man wanted to give the other person an inch, and that was very apparent. So Cruz has an uphill battle facing this. He's not the knockout puncher that Easter Jr. is, but for a first title defense, I'm looking forward to this and seeing how Easter does in his hometown. Other thing you guys got to keep in mind, sometimes fighting at home could be a gift and a curse. Sometimes you're too close for comfort. Your training camp is usually around your hometown if you're fighting at home. So there could be a lot of distractions, people checking in with you and stuff like that. And sometimes you make careless mistakes because you're so eager to push for the knockout or whatnot in front of your hometown crowd. Let's say you hurt Cruz. You got to be smart about it, because you don't want to have the fight turned around and he catches you with something because you get reckless. We've seen it. Pacquiao was clearly winning the round that he got knocked out in by Juan Manuel Marquez. So you got to be realistic when it comes to boxing. But as far as Boxingego first look, tail of the tape, that is Easter Jr. versus Cruz. I'm going to try to cover some more fights that maybe aren't getting as much circulation and exposure that you guys want to see. If you guys have any fights that you want me to cover, I definitely try to get all the big fights, but I'm going to try to get even more fights this year, 2017. Let me know what you guys think. Drop in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.